Hey, what's up, Alan? I'm here with John Campbell from Lamb of God, bassist. How you doing, man?
Doing great, how are you?
Good, good. We were talking about Mastodon, your shirt. We were complimenting your shirt, and we saw them yesterday.
Yeah, well, a great band makes a great t-shirt.
They do, and a great album.
Yeah, they make many great albums.
We saw them perform yesterday, and you know, they're part of this heavy MTL thing.
Sure.
You guys are on Mayhem, you jumped on.
Yeah.
What's it like to be back in Quebec? Because Quebec has a lot of metal heads.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Canada is awesome for live music, man. We cross that border that's such a pain in the ass for everyone involved, going either way, because Canadians are so into music that there's no way we cannot come up here and play for Canadians. And for there to be festivals like this coming together that we can be part of, it's amazing.
I've always wondered that. I mean, is it for American bands? Because there's so many. You guys have so many great bands. Is it worth it to come up, to Canada? I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, we all come up here, right? Who doesn't come up here? We all leave stuff in boxes back on the other side of the border, and come get it later, and you have a good time in Canada.
Just there's always that. You always have those horror stories where you go to check out a band and they don't get over.
Oh yeah. It happens. It does happen.
Have you guys experienced any border trouble ever? Or?
Ever? Yeah, absolutely.
Do the beards help or?
You never know. I think it's something that we should come together as two nations and get a little straight. I think. But it really seems to go in both ways, not just the Canadian officials, but the U.S. officials too. It's like they're trying to intimidate you into giving them some money for. You feel like you're getting mugged. You feel like you're a criminal when you haven't done anything wrong, except for just try to cross the border.
Do you guys, when you play Canada and stuff, like, did you actually notice subtle differences at this point? Because you've been here so many times, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, there's subtle differences, but there's a commonality among metalheads that is true the world over. But in Canada, the crowds are a lot more unified. Maybe is the word. I don't know. They scream together a little bit more. They jump around a little bit more. And the huge difference with Canadians is you guys love T-shirts.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like you're wearing 2 shirts right now.
Right, yeah.
Are you wearing 2 shirts right now? No, you only got one on.
I'm wearing 2.
I think Canadians love T-shirts.
I'm a big fan of T-shirts.
Yeah, they're great, man.
Like, back to the subtle differences though. Like when I'm in your country, whenever I go to America, I love Americans. You guys have a bad rap. Friendly people. George Bush really screwed it up.
He wasn't the only one.
Well, yeah. I mean, you could go there. Yeah. Well, we should go there, I guess. But one thing that scares the shit out of me, man, is the amount of guns. Like, is it nice to look into an audience and be like, yeah, there's probably not as many guns?
I don't think about it at all. It's guns aren't dangerous. Idiots with guns are dangerous.
Yeah. No. Healthcare.
It's expensive, incredibly expensive.
Are you for it or against it? You want to see?
I think everyone should have healthcare.
Yeah, especially if you have a lot of guns.
I'm a heavy metal bass player, man. What the crap do I know?
Well, hey man, you always hear like stories about musicians that
have an opinion. Oh, I'm lucky enough that I can afford the incredible expense of healthcare that I can cover myself and my wife and my child. But for a long time I didn't have any health care.
Like in the Burn the Priest days, you probably.
Oh hell no.
Yeah.
No, it's expensive, man. It's ridiculous, and I hope that something changes. But I don't really have faith in a bureaucracy of any sort to do anything positive for me in the long run. Why
do you guys put that into the music as well?
Well, we don't really sing about healthcare.
Right.
No. We sing more about bureaucracy, I guess.
Yeah. Well, social, political stuff.
Yeah, I mean,
there in Lamb of God. I mean,
we definitely have some very political records. Well, we get a little cocky and full of ourselves sometimes, and have opinions that we express.
I think one of the creepiest things I've ever heard was you guys did it was I guess something from the Middle East, a Middle Eastern maybe poem or something or music. You guys had the
I know what you're talking about. It was the call to prayer. That was our intro. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, and actually I think we realized that may be offensive to some people later on, and stopped doing that at that point. But we were really just trying to evoke a feeling, a mood. The Middle East is definitely a really important place in the world right now. There's all kinds of crazy shit going on there that's related all across the world, and that's back when we were writing way more political records.
Yeah.
And we had themes about songs about the Middle East. So just to kind of set that theme, the call to prayer would come up, and you'd hear helicopters flying around, and there's kind of a swelling of noise and a cacophony of nonsense. So that's where that all came from.
When I first saw it, I was like, holy shit, these dudes are crazy.
Yeah, well, maybe we were a little bit, because honestly, I think that not being Muslim or really religious at all, I think that turns out to be a little offensive to people. to whom that is a call to prayer is actually a call to prayer to them.
No, yeah, I can see that definitely being offensive. It was just one of those moments where I was like, you guys didn't even play any music at that point. You know what I mean? And
that was the
already,
intro, man.
Yeah, you know, I was already had chills.
I know. Well, maybe we'll work on the next intro to work that out also.
Okay, so we're playing this. You guys are playing this festival. You know, you have a large crowd. I mean, obviously you've played tons of huge festivals. What's the biggest?
Download.
So how many is that? Like 10,000 or 100,000? Sorry, 100,000.
Closer. I think. I don't know what the official number was this last year. I think it was as big, if not maybe a little bit bigger, but it's like a 70 to 80,000 person show. Yeah, it's pretty retarded. How do you
connect with the dude that's way at the back, the guy with the shitty seats on the lawn?
You just do everything you do as hard as you can, and somehow they've worked it out that it gets out there. But honestly, when you're standing on stage and you look out and there's people who are just like little specks in the background, it's like this is ridiculous.
For a band that came from a DIY spot and, you know, playing small club gigs, is that a disconnect for you guys when you play? No,
because our ultimate goal was always to play for as many people as we could, to write the most whoop-ass songs we could, to go play those in front of as many people as we could, and that was really our only goal.
And you guys really did evolve into a band that could rock the fuck out of a stadium.
Thank you.
Big hand gestures, I guess. Channel the inner Bruce Dickinson.
And my hands are a little bit busy, to be honest, but big headbangs.
So Wrath has been out for what, I guess, like maybe, so it feels like 2 years.
February of 2009 it came out. We started this tour cycle in December of 2008, and we'll be finishing up in November of 2010, pushing 2 years on this tour cycle.
And like, you know, how do you guys feel, you know, coming towards the end of this album? Did you feel that, you know, it was a great record? I mean,
and it's been a great run. It's been an amazing 2 years, man. We've I don't know how many times we've circled the earth, but we've been able to go to some amazing places we've never been. We played in Israel, we played in Turkey, we played in Beijing, China, we played in Taiwan, the Philippines, Thailand, Greece, India. I mean, we've been all freaking over the place, man. So ultimately fulfilling our goal of writing kick-ass tunes and playing for as many people as we can. We did that better this time around than we ever have.
You guys went global metal on.
Yeah, a little bit.
Like, what about the Hourglass?
The box set that just came out. Yeah.
Tell people about this. This is like it's three discs.
Three discs.
The Underground Years.
Yep.
I guess the Epic Years, I think it is, and then there's the Vault.
That's correct.
And the Vault's probably the one that all the fans are.
Right. That's the one that all the nutbags are gonna go ape shit for, because it's stuff that no one has ever had before, that we just kind of have had in the vault, and like, well, people will probably be interested in this. But the record company came to us and said we want to do a box set. And so we wanted to make it as absolutely cool as we could, because generally the idea of a box set is kind of lame, because it's really just repackaging all the same bullshit.
Right.
And that's the record company's job, is to sell records. So you can't really blame them for following a business model. But you know, we're involved in it, so we wanted to make it as cool as we could. And the Vault is an example of that, and all the different configurations you can get in it is an example of that. And I think it turned out to be pretty cool, and it's a pretty big milestone, I think, in our career, that we've finally gotten to the point where we can, in our career, where we're putting out a box set. And it's kind of crazy. Is
that a career like highlight? You know, when you're like, there's my entire.
I think it's a milestone. I wouldn't put it as a highlight. It's a marker of sorts. Highlights would be like touring with Metallica, playing Download, playing in all these crazy places that we were talking about. Those are definitely the big highlights.
I just imagine to see your life as a musician, you know, assembled in that way. Bit of a trip.
Oh my lord.
Did you think it would ever happen?
Absolutely not, man. We're a bunch of, I mean, we've developed a little bit, but we're basically a bunch of drunks. So like drinking beer and playing heavy music. And like I said, our goal was to write the most whoop-ass tunes we could to play in front of as many people, and we've been really lucky at doing that. And throw in the getting drunk part. All three of those we've done in spades.
I mean, you're in the right town to do that.
Man,
you know, all that stuff too.
Yeah.
I guess two other questions I want to ask you is, what do you listen to when you don't want to listen to metal? So when you're trying to chill out and like fall asleep or something.
Trying to chill and fall asleep. White noise is awesome. A stream running by is the one that I rock on my little white noise machine on my phone. But there's a band from Richmond that put out a couple records years ago that aren't a band anymore, called Denali. Kind of sound like Portishead, sort of, but not quite as produced. And
it's a female singer.
It's a female singer. It's some of it's real eerie and just atmospheric. But they're a great band.
Also, we've been speaking about. I've asked every band about Metalocalypse. You guys were involved. Have you guys been asked to do it yet?
Well, not me specifically. I don't know if other dudes have, but no.
Because you know they did it with the cameos, and me and my buddies are all waiting. We were wondering if you guys had been approached.
I don't know. Not as far as I know.
Get on that, man.
Yeah, let me. It would be awesome. It would be awesome, but you know, our first and foremost goal is to write some more bad songs and play them for as many people as possible.
Are you a fan of the show?
I've watched it a couple times. It's funny. It's entertaining.
Favorite character?
The bass player, of course. What's his name? Murderface.
Murderface.
Yeah.
Murderface. That show is very epic and ridiculously metal.
Yeah.
Considering your career, what is your most death clock moment? Moment where it was just like cartoonish
When
metal moment.
I know the exact moment. Is we were going to play Japan for the first time, and we live in Richmond, Virginia, a small town that you don't get direct flights to anywhere but to hubs. And we showed up in Richmond with all our bags packed, ready to go to catch our plane to Chicago to fly to Japan. First time ever in Japan. We show up and they're, oh, your flight was canceled. Nobody told you? We don't have a flight for you. So it was working out that there was no way we were going to get to Chicago to catch the plane to get to Japan to play for the first time ever. So it was either we cancel the show or something crazy happens. And we called up Epic and said, hey, this is what's going on. And before too long, we had a private jet that we flew from Richmond to Chicago, paid for by the label. Of course, recoupable, but you know, nobody ever recoups. But yeah, we got to fly on a private jet, which is a pretty cartoonish moment.
What's on a private jet? I mean, is there bedrooms?
No, it's like it's small, but it's you know, there's couches. You know, you're not sitting in seats like in an airplane.
Yeah.
There's one person to take care of you, and you can have anything you want for free. And they've got full bar, tons of food. You can use your cell phone. I remember at 3,000 feet you can't get any more signal, but they don't give a crap if you use your cell phone. And you don't go through security, so you know.
That's the best part.
Yeah, fill your bag up with whatever.
Back to that border comment.
Yeah.
Dude, John.
I was talking about merch. I was talking about t-shirts. You gotta pay taxes on those.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I was talking about.
Yeah. John, thank you for your time.
Yeah, brother. Thank you. I
Cheers.
appreciate it.
Thank you.
Have a good one.